Number 166 in the Imprint range is The Long Riders, an early Walter Hill film that I had just never seen, not because I didn't really fancy it or that, it's just I'd never came across the opportunity to check it out. From 1980, I love this retelling of the Jesse James story. This was also the first time that Hill would get to work with Ry Cooder, creating a fantastic score. And this film seems to be most famous for a kind of gimmicky idea. And that idea is that we have siblings playing siblings in the film. Whether you have David Keith and Robert Carradine, James and Stacey Keach, Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid, Christopher Guest, Nicholas Guest, all these brothers working within it. And they're playing brothers in the film, and it feels almost kind of, like I said, a kind of gimmick, but it comes across really well in the film because it gives us the kind of insight into knowing exactly who's part of which family. It comes across really easily. The Carradines are all the younger gang. The Keaches are the James gang members of this. You get that shorthand into it.
You got it wrong, mister. We didn't do nothing.
Yes, you did. Some of our friends saw you on the North Road that night.
You're thrown into the world of the James Younger gang, and this kind of gives you sort of base points. We don't get the expansive story here. We don't need it. We're just wanting to get who these people are and ultimately what they were doing, the robberies they were committing, how they were protected by the people in their community because of the outsiders that were coming in and causing issues. How sometimes their hands were forced to do things they didn't want to do because strange people coming in and hurting people that they loved. The violence in this is really standout. It's very explosive. It feels almost like Peckinpah Wild Bunch kind of violence when it comes that the bullets are decimating bodies. It's not just a simple hole, it's caving off half of the body when it hits. Huge squibs in this one, and the gunfights are exciting, loud, impactful, edge of the seat, thrilling stuff. I really enjoyed The Long Riders. I like the fact that it doesn't try to tell too much of the story in the short run time that it has. It sticks to the kind of key points, and they are usually the most exciting and thrilling points within the film. The bank robberies, jumping periods of time, bumping into someone else, just seeing the quiet moments. There's a lovely moment where they're just about to go on a bank robbery trip that's going to be detrimental to all of their health, to put it nicely.
I sent out word to the rest. We're going to be meeting up real soon.
I'm going to get myself a little cash. Start looking around this here state of Missouri for some girl to marry.
Getting the brothers to play the parts of brothers was rather smart because they have that familiarity, and you can see it within the performances how they bring that familiarity with each other, with nods, with looks. They have that sense of closeness, not just in the fact that they look similar, but they just act as if they've been around each other for all their lives, which of course they have. This was a great film, a great retelling of the Jesse James story. Like I said, it's not covering everything. It covers key points, but I feel it's enough to give you ideas of the people while giving a good reflection of things that they did. They do horrible things, they do violent things, and it doesn't shy away from that, but it still gives you a sense of enjoying these people on their journey. I think Hull shoots the hell out of it, creating some of these wonderful action set pieces as he does in every other film that I've seen. And yeah, this was a real kind of treat of a film. I would love to know your thoughts on the Long Riders. Before that, let's dive in and look at the wealth of extras that comes on this disc. Here we are in disc 1 for the Long Riders. Let's go to the special features. We have an audio commentary by film historians Howard S. Berger, Steve Mitchell and Nathaniel Thompson. We have a second commentary by film historian Toby Rowan. And we have the theatrical trailer that runs 2 minutes 24 seconds. That's the extras for disc 1. So here we are in the second disc for The Long Riders. We've got a lot of old archival pieces from other releases here, from Kino Lorber and from earlier than that. We have an interviews with actors Keith Carradine and Robert Carradine, which is 16 minutes 14 seconds. This, along with the interviews with Stacey Keach, James Keach and with Randy Quaid, are all excellent because it's all memories. Particularly the ones with the siblings are terrific because you have that kind of rapport as they're bouncing off each other and sparking memories. So these two sequences are fantastic. The one with Randy Quaid is interesting, although it feels a little bit drab, a little bit downbeat. He's not as energetic or as fun as the other ones because they have someone else to bounce off with. Stacey Keach and James Keach is 15 minutes 55 and the Randy Quaid one is 20 minutes 8 seconds. The interview with actor Nicholas Guest is 12 minutes 27. He goes into a lot about researching into the history of it. He's kind of fascinated by that. Another good talking head. We've got an interview with Walter Hill, which is 20 minutes 44, talking about how the film got made, how, thanks to Heaven's Gate, his kind of love of westerns and having Sam Fuller come to the set. Then we have interview with composer Ry Cooder, which is 14 minutes 37, talking about how he got the job, how Walter Hill really had to fight for him, and how he kind of repaid that with one of his best soundtracks. We've got an interview with producer Tim Zinnerman, which is 8 minutes 7 seconds. He kind of goes from talking about his father in High Noon into his western The Long Riders. Outlaw Brothers, the making of the Long Riders documentary, is 1 hour 3 minutes and 28 seconds. There is some overlap of information that's been covered in the previous interviews, but it's really well shot, it's well put together, it's informative. Next we have the Northfield, Minnesota Raid, Anatomy of a Scene featurette, which is 16 minutes 10 seconds. And what I like about this is it's just focusing on that big shootout, talking to various actors and filmmakers and just their perception of it, how they shot it. And it's just nice to have that focus on such a wonderful scene. Then we've got slow motion, Walter Hill on Sam Peckinpah, which is 6 minutes 33 seconds. Hill reminisces on a phone call we had with Peckinpah and the kind of his thoughts on the Long Riders, and that's the extras for the Long Riders. There we have it, Long Riders film 3 in the Walter Hill set. I thought it was terrific. I'm looking to move on with Extreme Prejudice, which I'm not sure if I've seen or not seen before. I guess we'll find out because I'm just going to watch it right now. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you're interested. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program, manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.